the drone rules. Just them. Hey everyone, my name is Sean and welcome to Geeksvana. Here we offer drone and tech focused content, including this type of video, which offers more my personal opinion based on my overall experience gained running the channel. If you want to see more videos like this, then you know what to do. It's YouTube, subscribe. I try to keep my drone rule videos factual and to the base facts, deliver them to you so you have the facts. I try not to make them preachy and leave you with the info you need to make a decision. That does not mean I agree with all of the rules put out there, nor does it mean I disagree with them either. So I thought I would make this short video to talk to you about my own personal thoughts on the rules which have come into place here in the UK in 2021 and deliver my personal message as a whole. This will focus on the rules in terms of hobby drone flyers rather than commercial side. So what do I think of drone rules in the UK at the moment? Conflicted. There are some genuinely high spots and low ones, which I'll come on to. Being allowed to fly my drone in congested areas for the first time as a hobbyist is great, especially with certificates available like the A2 CofC, which give me more freedom for larger drones. The sub 250 gram allowances means you can fly a DJI Mini 2 or a Hubsan Zeno Mini Pro with zero separation to people and in some cool airspace without anything more than an operator ID and having read the manual. That to me is a great deal of freedom to fly a 4K capable drone to capture some great footage. If you understand the majority of the new drone rules laid out in CAP 722, then you could argue the freedoms are greater for UK drone hobbyists under these new rules. The issue with that is definition and clarity. A lot of the regulations are untested in court and therefore trying to get clear guidance and a decision from the CAA on a host of questions can be tough. Just look at previous attempts to clarify what a congested area is. That isn't anyone's fault, it's how UK law works. But it does leave gaps in interpretation when a new flyer is looking to cover themselves in terms of drone rules without having to drag an aviation thesaurus to every flight. Two areas I have a personal issue with surround legacy drones and RC model flyers. We'll start with the latter. For me, the Drone and Model Aircraft Registration and Education Scheme, or DMARES, should not be as tough on model RC flyers as it is. I know that with the recent CAP releases and Article 16 authorisation, the CAA are looking to show more of a separation between the two areas of the flying hobby, but as a member of a BMFA model RC club who allow drones, I can say the level of safety and competence is extremely high in a hobby usually carried out in the same flying field week in, week out. I understand you have to cater for drone flyers finding loopholes, etc., but it has never sat completely comfortably with me. So next is legacy drones, and this is an interesting area. We currently have a lot of UK flyers eagerly awaiting the release of the C-label system to allow manufacturers to release drones which will allow an A2 CofC holder to fly within just 5 meters of uninvolved people. That's very exciting, but as we are currently sat in Q3 of 2021 with Q4 just around the corner, I doubt we're going to see many C-label drone releases much before realistically the first quarter of 2023. Perhaps we might see something for Christmas 2022, but it is highly debatable. So in the meantime, up until the end of 2022, hope you're keeping up with all these dates, you can fly your drones up to 2 kilograms in congested areas within 50 meters of separation of people if you hold an A2 CofC. After that date, drones like the DJI Air 2S and Parrot Anafi will be only permitted in the A3 airspace far from people, if they aren't C-label drone versions, of course. In overall terms, I agree with the date ending at the end of 2022, whether or not we have the C-label drones to replace them. However, if a legacy drone is safe to be flown in congested areas in December 2022, what suddenly makes them such a big issue the following day? The world of drones and the tech involved moves forward at an alarming pace, so it is likely that a lot of legacy drones owned currently by UK operators will already get replaced and upgraded over time. I've yet to hear an argument which fully convinces me as to why you cannot allow legacy drone operators in the A2 airspace after the existing cut-off period, especially when the availability of C-label drones will come pretty much at the end of the legacy period possibly even after it. Factor into that as well that you've got a lot of people who have paid good money for the A2 CofC, and the fact that a DJI Air 2S is not a cheap drone to suddenly not be able to fly in decent airspace. My next point in relation to UK drone rules isn't designed to attack anyone, but is more an observation which comes from frustration. If you took away channels like Geeksvana, Mr. MPW, Ian in London, etc., then the availability of clear, concise information on the new UK drone rules would be, in my opinion, lacking. It is a difficult thing to achieve, and I realise the budgetary, legal and other issues that a regulator would face, but it would be great to have more of a public face to the CAA and UK drone rules. Maybe something as simple as a monthly YouTube Q&A could be achieved. It would certainly be popular, and having made many videos on the topic of drone rules, I can certainly tell the CAA with confidence that the audience are a receptive and intelligent group looking to get the true information to help them assess their flights. Overall, I personally choose to follow the UK drone rules in their entirety. I feel like, if understood, the new rules actually provide more freedom to fly, but that does also mean I make judgment calls on some of the guidance to ensure my flights can even take place in the first place. Much of this guidance on the fringe of the core rules are about assessing and taking responsibility for your flight should anything go wrong, and I'm happy to do that. So overall, my F the drone rules would be a confident follow the drone rules. As a drone flyer, every flight you take has responsibility to protect each other in the hobby and not be one of the flights which leads to stricter rules. We can debate the issues with the rules and help make changes where we can as a community, especially when organised. But my personal opinion is that it is best done whilst flying safely and to the rules, not just the rules you want to follow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment and try to reply to the vast majority of them. I would also like to hear your thoughts on this type of more opinion-based editorial content. Want to see more like it on Geeksvana? Let me know. Many of my regular viewers are drone flyers who do not agree with everything I say or all of the rules, but at Geeksvana we have a community who can debate and discuss things and remain friends, which is something I'm very proud of and thankful to you all for helping to build. If you'd like to find out more about the UK drone rules, there is a link in the description to our series of videos on that topic. If you're still watching this video, please help nudge the YouTube algorithm by hitting the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Sean out. Follow the drone rules. Just follow them. The drone rules. Just follow them. Follow the drone rules. Just follow them.